Illinois state lawmakers could be called into a special session by the governor, and Iowa's governor wants to consider diving into nuclear power. We'll get into that this morning with Scott County Democratic Party Chair Kay Pence and former Rock Island County Republican Party Chair Drew Mielke. Welcome both of you back to the program. Let's start with Iowa. Governor Kim Reynolds indicates she wants to take a closer look at the prospects for nuclear energy in the state. She wants to start by creating a task force with that specific goal to examine the feasibility and make suggestions about making nuclear energy a reality in this state. Reynolds points to an increase in the use of artificial intelligence, along with more data centers operating in Iowa, as reasons to find new sources of energy like nuclear. It is considered clean energy, despite the ongoing concern about nuclear waste. Iowa does have one nuclear plant called Duane Arnold in Pula that closed 5 years ago. This could be a step toward reopening that. How much sense does this make for Iowa to pursue? Kay Pence, you're an Iowan on the panel. We'll let you start.
Yeah, I think it's important that we generate a lot of electricity, and Iowa gets 3/5 of our energy from renewable energy, and we know that with the data centers they take a lot. And unfortunately, in the big budget bill they just passed, they cut, they picked winners and losers, and they cut the subsidies that were going to help build out our wind and solar. And unless we get new energy sources, we're looking at energy increases in Iowa about $500 a year.
So you think pursuing the nuclear aspect is a good idea for Iowa?
Well, one of the things, though, she did have that proposed in the budget, and in both houses they both voted it down. So I'm curious of why she's trying to go around the Congress, her legislators. So I'm kind of concerned about that. There might be more to it than what I know, and I'd like her to work with her our representatives in this House and the Senate to get whatever she wants passed.
Drew Mielke, Illinois lawmakers already opened the green light to at least look into the prospect of opening small nuclear power plants. What do you think about Iowa's path to try to do this as well?
Well, I was surprised that they don't have any current active plants, but I did read that reason why the Iowa legislature didn't vote for it was that Governor Reynolds had she wanted to prefer existing Iowa utilities, and I think that was where the hangup is. So I think if that is removed and just opened up, be more competitive, I think that was the issue. But Illinois has been leading on this on nuclear energy for years, and 50% of our power comes from nuclear, and of that 90% is carbon-free electricity, so which includes nuclear. So I think that we're going to be seeing more in Illinois. Senator Neil Anderson has been a strong advocate for clean nuclear energy because of its more cost-effective, encourages job creation, it's reliable power source, and so he has co-sponsored a bill in the Senate which will repeal our Illinois state moratorium on building new nuclear reactors. And yes, there is an idea that there could be small reactors out there. In addition, University of Illinois is major in academic programs on nuclear energy. So I see that Governor Reynolds is looking to the reliability of nuclear energy that is unaffected by the cold, as she said, hot, cold, wind, and sun. And in addition to what they're doing in Iowa, which I support, the wind and the solar also. So these are all keys to making their Iowa grid strong and reliable.
Of course, new nuclear plants are still more expensive to build. All right, let's go to Illinois now. There could be a special session for state lawmakers this summer. Illinois Radio Network reports the governor is considering it to address the financial problems in the mass transit system. The governor points out it could be handled during the fall veto session, but might call the special session over the summer if necessary. There is a $760 million shortfall in the transit system. Illinois Radio Network reports the governor believes the answer could be to merge mass transit districts and find the money. State senators passed a bill to charge $1.50 on every retail delivery in the state, though that didn't get the okay from state representatives in the last legislative session. How necessary is a special session to solve the mass transit shortfall? How workable is a fee on deliveries? Drew Mielke, you're the Illinois man on this panel.
Well, I think what you said, it's going to probably be in the veto session in October. I think the big thing here is Chicago Transit is not willing to fix it. They're not willing to raise its rates they charge to do their business. We, downstaters and outside the Chicago collar counties, shouldn't be paying for something that they've refused to fix. The suburbs should be in a transit district, that's fine. But why are struggling families being forced to pay for a disaster that we didn't cause and we won't benefit from? I think it's, and the $1.50 delivery for online orders is a horrible idea. I know it's going to the House. I know the Democrats in the Senate have whittled it down to maybe $1, but I think that's a way to really stifle growth in Illinois. And I'm on the Rock County Board, of course. We get sales tax from online orders. I don't want to see that change because I think, number one, people want it. Number two, we're getting the sales tax from it now. So it's really going to siphon it from the counties and take it to Chicago. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see people quit shopping online. And if we keep taxing, we are just going to stifle growth. We are at the point of diminishing returns by taxing more, and actually we will receive less taxes. And that's my fear.
Kate Pence, should the entire state of Illinois be required to solve the problems of the Chicago area mass transit?
Well, again, it'll go through the legislature, and I don't know a lot about this subject, to be honest with you. But what I did look at is that the governor thinks that it is fixable and that they can do it without an additional special session other than what they have scheduled in October.